Okay, so today, welcome back, Dave Burtonshaw. How are you, mate?
I'm really good, thanks, Vic. Yeah, good to be back. How are you doing?
Yeah, good. It's good.
Yeah,
It's good to see you. It's
yeah,
been a little while, isn't it?
yeah. A few years, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so Dave, just refresh people's memory about what you do.
Yeah, I'm a full-time guitarist. I do teaching and playing, do session work or any paid work, really. So people ask what do I play? I play whatever I'm paid to play. So that's the job. But also something which has sort of come out of the blue, quite surprising because 10 years ago I never would have seen it happening. Is I'm a professional DJ, and that gives me most of my income these days.
This fascinates me because obviously from the time when we first met, um, I saw that sort of evolution of this DJing.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's I was particularly interested this time to talk about that,
Okay.
um, because I think this is really important actually. Um, as a creative, you can't just have one thing that's your way of
Yeah,
earning an
yeah,
income,
yeah.
you know. Um, and I think this is an interesting point, isn't it? You know, if you meet other people and they have a job, you see what I mean,
Yep,
air
yep,
quotes,
yes.
um, that is it. They've got the one thing. And if that one thing goes, in other words, they lose their job, that's it. But
Yeah,
being
definitely.
working for yourself, of course, you don't do that, do you? You're always looking for new customers and new ideas and things, and that's all part of the creative.
Absolutely, because you have to have your eggs in different baskets. So in case one revenue stream goes, you need to rely on something else. So therefore, you need to look for opportunities where you can bring sort of more money in and use your creativity to
Yeah.
bring some money in. Yeah,
So when I used to do the lectures at the RGT conferences back in the day, that was one of the things I used to always sort of stress was, and this wasn't really my idea, you know, but it was something which I got from a guy, an American sort of business guru called J Abrahams, and it was somebody that Tony Robbins was, you know, the big sort of uh, you know, what do you call it, self improvement guru, if you like.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
He was great friends with Jay, and but Jay's thing was this thing of pillars of business, uh, whatever business,
yeah.
because that thing, if you've only got the one thing and it goes down, you've lost the business. And I thought this is interesting how that idea evolved for you, the DJ, because it probably wasn't something that you really did at all, was it?
It's something. I mean, when it been parties, I quite enjoyed putting a playlist together, that kind of thing. And I've done a couple of sort of for free, a couple of events which were a bit of fun. And then I was at the Black Deer Festival, which thanks to you because you couldn't make it, so you suggested me. And I remember something you said at the time is look for opportunities. A brand new festival back then in 2018. As this new festival is evolving, there will be opportunities to do other things. So I remembered you saying that, and I thought, and that's how it came about because they had a silent disco there, and I'd done a silent disco before for fun, and I thought, do you know what? I think I could possibly improve on this. You know, I'm not saying anything bad about the people that did it before, but I thought actually there's ways this could be taken to a bigger stage because Black Deer Festival now they're having a year off this year, but it's up to 20,000 people, 6 stages, so it's quite a big deal. And so I said, yeah, let me give it a go next year, and I sent them a mixtape or whatever. They said, okay, we'll give you a trial, and then it took off from there. Then because of that, and my daughter works for a boat company who does parties on the Thames. She Black Deer last year they did the program. They did a full page on me and the silent discos I was doing. So she showed it around the office, and they said, "Oh, actually, does he want to audition for the boats?" And funny enough, at the time, I didn't find it attractive. It wasn't attractive to me. This was about 3 years ago. But then last year, everything sort of fell into place because any opportunity I had to DJ, I was grabbing it and trying to find new opportunities. Yeah, guitar work, I was taking any work I was given, but I wasn't proactively looking for it. It's almost like subconsciously I'd moved to my passion was more in the DJing than looking for the guitar work. So it all clicked into place last year because I thought, actually, if that's the case, why don't I pursue this? So I went and did the audition, and it went on from there. I've just completed my 100th boat party, and it's absolutely fabulous. Absolutely enjoying it and having a great time.
Yeah, it really is amazing because, I mean, when you did that, you mentioned it to me about the Black Deer thing because you went there to do some guitar teaching, didn't you? As like
Yeah,
groups.
guitar workshop. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, and you mentioned this sort of silent disco stuff, and I thought, yeah, and then I saw something like that happening at another festival that I was doing some lectures at in Sussex, and of course it looks bizarre. I mean, it's amazing if you're doing it,
yeah.
but
It
it's
looks
very
very
bizarre from outside.
and
Now,
all
if
this and yeah,
if
and look,
you're
go
in
on,
a
sorry.
confined space and everybody's in the zone, it's amazing. But this in this particular festival that I was doing, it was just in a tent which was open, and everybody could see it in, and there's all these people dancing because no music.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
looked very unusual, and I thought, oh, this is quite intriguing. There's a certain amount of gear that you need, obviously,
yeah, yeah.
headpieces and all the rest of it. So there's a certain amount of investment, I'm guessing.
I used to do it by hire from a company. So I'm not going to name drop now, but there's one company that's the biggest in Europe, based in Colchester, and they can rent out about 15,000 headsets in one go. So they're a big organisation. And so basically, I got the festival to hire the gear, and then they'll turn up and then use it. But it's the price is very attractive. It's not prohibitive. So it's if you have 500 headsets, you're looking at about £400-500 for the weekend.
All
So,
right.
so that's
Okay, that's good.
pretty
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
And obviously DJing is well paid if you're on that sort of level of things. You're doing the tens and
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Yeah. 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 It's good. The pay's good. Yeah.
yeah. So this is something I think is interesting because there's a few other guys who I know. Um, there's a bass player, Elliot, who's been on the program, Elliot Peak,
Yeah.
and he does a lot of DJing as well as being this amazing bass player, right? And
Yeah.
but he often does the DJing at the end of the set that the band that he's working
Okay.
with is doing. So you get sort of two bites of the cherry, which is amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I thought, well, that is obviously instead of it being the enemy of the band, it's actually a really interesting compliment, isn't it, to any other musical things that you do?
I think it is actually. Yeah. I think it is. It also on the evening it works really well. If you have a band on, then you have a silent disco after, because after the band's finished, usually it's they're restricted to 1 maybe 2 hour sets, and then you got to 11 o'clock. Especially if it's a festival setting, where do you go from there?
Exactly.
People still want to stay out to about 2 o'clock in the morning, so you've got a few hours to fill. And silent disco is great because you've got 3 different channels, usually complementary, different styles. Usually there's something for everybody, and it's great fun. And if you're a
So
DJ,
you actually got different music running in different channels.
oh, definitely, yeah, yeah.
Oh crikey! I didn't realise this. This is
Okay,
news.
okay. No, yeah,
Oh wow.
especially, and if you have 3 DJs, it's fun because it can get competitive because you want everyone to listen to your channel, not the other one. So everyone raises their game, which is quite amusing. But Black Deer, I ran it all myself and put 3 different channels on there, pre-programmed 2 of them, and the third one I was doing live. I had an Americana one, retro stuff and modern stuff. So it worked pretty well. It's a good balance.
That's amazing. Oh, this is really interesting. So as I say, this is all news to me, right?
Okay.
I'm learning in here. But I think this is brilliant. This is brilliant because it brings together a lot of very interesting things from a business point of view where there is a problem that needs to be fixed. In other words, you get to a certain time in the evening and you can't have live music because it's
Yeah,
too
yeah,
late.
yeah, yeah. Because licensing laws, etc. Yeah,
Yeah, and then you've also got the situation where there are certain places where live music is prohibited anyway because it's just an awkward situation. It could be in a built-up area or whatever.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
But you've also got that sort of thing of it being sort of deeply immersive, haven't you?
yeah. Definitely, definitely. Yeah, yeah,
And I think that's a really interesting thing that people can be deeply into something, totally unaware of what the surroundings are really,
yeah,
because
yeah,
the surroundings are that there is no music at all. It's
yeah,
only what's
yeah.
going on for them. So when you did the first, so the first one was a Black Deer, I'm
Yeah.
guessing. Okay. That's quite, as you said, that's a big festival now, isn't it?
Yeah, 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 yeah,
You know. So for people who don't know about it, it's a sort of like an Americana type stuff,
yeah.
isn't it?
Americana and roots music. Yeah,
Yeah. So, and that's
Heritage
in Kent.
Heritage Park near Tunbridge Wells. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So that's Tunbridge Wells in England. So for the people who don't know Tunbridge Wells, it's quite a well-to-do area. But it is actually like one of the biggest deer parks, I think, isn't it?
I think so. Yeah, I'm not sure. I know
In
that
the south.
it's only open to the public a couple of days a year because they run the Heritage Park 10-mile road race, which I used to run, and that was one of the rare days where they actually opened up the park. Yeah,
Right. So um so this it's quite sort of quite a pristine sort of area, isn't it? With
it is. Yeah, yeah.
so it's a nice setting and everything. Um so that's cool. So this bit where you made this jump to doing the Thames
Yeah,
boats.
yeah.
So in between that you did some other gigs for
Uh,
parties.
just just the one sort of for free for fun, and that's which I use those and I sort of
Yeah.
honed my technique and got a little bit better at it. And you're observing the guests and working out. You obviously want to keep a full dance floor. So I failed miserably and learned from my mistakes, and so it's been honed over time. And also on the Thames, it's been definitely honed over the last year and a half since I've been doing that as well.
So this is good. So these boats that you're working on,
Yeah.
what are they're quite big, aren't they?
Yeah, there's 5 boats I work on, up to 250 people on a boat. So the small boat's about 120, and the other ones are about 250.
Right. That's that's a lot. So you're I'm guessing you start it's quite a late session, is it?
It varies. It goes all throughout the week. We can have like a 12 o'clock start or even a morning start. So on Saturday I did 2 parties. I did a 12 till 4, one corporate party, and then I did a 30th birthday party from 6 till 10. But sometimes it can go very late, although it doesn't go beyond 1 o'clock because of the Marchioness. The Marchioness disaster in '89 changed everything. That meant the party boats had to be finished by a certain time, and it changed and made the Thames a safer place as well.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a big event, wasn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, this is interesting. Brilliant. So this is again taking a bigger sort of view back, like how you developed that and how you said it sort of almost presented itself to you.
yeah.
Because I think this is a really important thing for creative people, is that it's not you necessarily planning it, is it? It's almost like you seem to be in the right place at the right time.
Yes, I think that's that. But it also comes back to that key of what you said: looking for opportunities,
Yes.
especially in. I mean, I enjoy chaos. I enjoy if there's a. I don't make chaos. I want to say that, But if there's like a work situation or something where everything's up in the air, everything's falling apart, then look for opportunities. Look for opportunities in chaos. But I'd also say that the start of the Black Deer wasn't chaos, but it was evolving. So therefore, like chaos, things weren't set hard in place, and there are opportunities.
You've sort of said that that was never on the horizon for you.
No, it wasn't. But I found when I did it, I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the challenge of making a good evening and getting people on the dance floor and dancing. And it was fun. It was fun that paid the bills. So
Yeah,
yeah, but also I looked into things like the psychology of it. So there's psychologists who've looked into DJing and parties, and they come up with a theory that if somebody dances for 15 minutes in an evening and enjoys 45 minutes worth of music, they will say they've had a good evening.
that's amazing.
So that's interesting because when there's a party and people coming on the boat, so I'm looking at the ages and nationalities, thinking, okay, what music's going to work here? And so the start of the evening, you try a few tasters, try a few things out, see whether people are tapping their feet, whether they're feeling the vibe, and if something works, you explore it further, and then you think, okay, they hadn't had an hour of that. What about these other people who've been sitting in the corner doing nothing? Let's see what kind of music they like. And so you're working around the room trying to get everyone involved, and over time you work out what are good things to bring at the end of the evening to bring everyone together, sort of for like a last hurrah, and finish with a bang. So
That's
that's how
amazing.
that's how psychology goes on the evening.
That's really amazing because that that is a skill that if you're playing in a band, you don't get the chance to. Well, you could change your set, but it's actually really difficult to do. Whereas DJing, you've got the opportunity, especially now, you've got access to so much material.
Yeah, I mean, with DJs, because I'm basically a party DJ, so you've got up to the 2,000 tracks available to you any time. Where as a band, you'll be lucky to push 100, I think.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 100 would be
Yeah,
a massive set, wouldn't it?
yeah, yeah,
To be able to sort of go, we're going to do that number.
yeah, yeah,
Um, and to keep that sort of amount of songs going
yeah, yeah.
in a set. Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
And it's
Because
also it's also energy because I remember someone saying when I started that everyone can play a good song. It's what you play next to keep people dancing, and that's where I think it comes with experience as well. You're always looking to improve your craft, and over time you get a better feel for things. I think so. It's the song you play next. That's where the magic is, and that's what you're paid for. I think when it comes
yes.
to it. Yeah.
How would you I know there's no straightforward answer to this because a lot of it is a feel that you think the next number is going to be this one, right? But is there anything that you sort of have learned that you sort of think that gives you that idea of what the next track to cue is?
Well, this you could link one track to the other. I mean, it's like from silent discos. I learned that, especially if you're doing silent disco with another couple of DJs, if you've got a song that fades off at the end, people can be flicking to the other channel to see what they're listening to. So see what's available. So they might jump channel and you've lost them on your color. And obviously, you want people to listen to you. Therefore, you go from the end of one straight into the chorus of another one to keep people going. So you're basically creating one big song. So when you got everyone on the dance floor, you want it to flow to the next one, so people aren't thinking about, do I like this song? They're just straight into it before they realize. So you're looking at things like same genre, same tempo. Now these days with digital stuff, you can change the BPM, beats per minute of a song. You can also change the key. So with the key, you've got to be careful. About a 1, 2 semitones either side, you'll get away with that. Apart from that, it's a bit odd. But over time, you learn what works with what. So, but at the moment, it's keeping the tempo the same. If you keep the tempo the same, that works well. There are little techniques you can do if you want to change drastically the tempo so into something different. But it's a case of trying to keep everything smooth. So basically, you've got one song that lasts for 4 hours. That's the plan.
Yeah, yeah. Well, this is interesting because that's always one of the things that I've said to people in bands about, you know, put numbers into blocks, right? So you got a block of floor four, and you know that you're going to do this one and that one and that one and that one, and
Yeah,
then
yeah,
that's your block. There is no gap. If you're going to introduce a song, it's over the introduction of the next song, whatever
yeah,
it is,
yeah,
right? And then, you know, if I've got a number of bands to do this. You, Everything in the set is a block of songs. It could be a block of three, it could be a block of four. It doesn't really matter. And then you can lock the blocks together, which is very similar to what you're sort
Yeah,
of saying.
yeah, definitely, yeah.
And I don't think people realise the significance of that. But what you're saying about keeping people on the dance floor is exactly that.
Yeah.
And the thing is that you don't have to stick to the original tempo anyway, do you?
No, not at all. No.
Because you could change it.
Yep.
And certainly if you're playing in a band, as long as the drummer is not going to change the tempo, you can you can go from this song to another song, and also the psychology of because you're saying about the psychology of what's going on with people, and that people have started to study it.
Yeah.
The very fact that the rock songs tend to be 120 BPM for a certain type of rock song, and that's sort of like, well, why is that? Well, that is the working rate, the working heart rate at a particular thing, and we are hardwired. As soon as we hear things at that tempo, we want to tap our foot.
Yeah. I think disco songs of the 70s were done on the same principle, that obviously people are dancing, their heart rates faster,
Yes.
between 130 and 140 BPM.
Yeah.
And there's
Yeah.
something special is meant to happen when your heart rate matches the beat of the song.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And there's obviously a lot of theories about the fact that, before you were born, you were listening to your mother's heart rate. And if she was moving around, it would have been 120 BPM. So you were used to moving when you heard that heartbeat.
Yeah.
So anything above that is more of it, and the opposite is the case. If you're having the chill out thing, you need to be at a resting heart rate.
Yeah.
And I think, these are the things that we've always known, because in a way it's sort of like absolutely obvious, not even intellectually, but as soon as you hear a particular sort of tempo, it does things to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, really interesting. So I know this is a terrible thing to say, but what's your plans? The plans probably are just go on, carry on doing what I'm doing. But
there's I still, the boats are still fresh for me, so I'm loving the boats. So I'm still doing that. All the time I'm building up the CV of all the clients I've worked for. So FTSE 500 people, different nationalities, universities, colleges. I did the RAF the other day. I've done the Royal Engineers. So I've building up quite a CV at the moment. So there's definitely opportunities to expand more into the corporate world if I want to. I did a one-off thing for a group of investment banks. It was November last year, which is a spin-off from the boats that came through Contact on the boats, and that reached sort of national radio because it was investment banks that obviously not short of a few bob, but they were selling tables for 10 for £6,800, and they had 25 of those tables. So I did that at the London Hilton. So that was quite different. I was very nervous before that, but that's because I was intimidated by the prices people were paying for their tickets for it. But once it started, it was very much the same as anywhere else. And so
that's really interesting.
Yeah. So there's definitely opportunities there, and the CVs of the clients is building up all the time. So there's
that's brilliant.
Yeah.
That's absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
So do you have to wear something different when you're playing the Hilton?
Yeah, I mean, I was dressed all in black with a sort of a black shirt that time. Yeah, and sometimes I do weddings. So obviously, I dress smart for weddings. So I dress appropriately for the situation because ultimately, you are hired to serve the guests.
Yeah,
and I think that's the main reason I've been successful at it is always having that in mind. You are serving the people. You're not there to play the music you like. If you like it, it's great.
Absolutely.
But you're serving the guests, so you're there to provide the music to make sure they have a good evening and a good time, and that's what it's all about.
Brilliant stuff. Oh well, that's amazing. Right. Well, that was really fascinating, Dave, because we haven't even spoken about your guitar playing and all the rest of it, but we have done that before, so we know.
Yeah, we've done that before.
But yeah, so it's really good because from my point of view, it's this sort of thing of like changing, and you've done this more than once as well, of course, changing what it is that you actually do.
Yeah, yeah,
And not being frightened to make that change and make the jump. And for a lot of people, that they just find that impossible
yeah.
to do.
It's like because I was in a rock band in my 20s, then with kids and the pressures of that, which I covered in that last interview, went into the corporate world. And coming out of the corporate world, I got to a point where I decided it's time to make a change. I'm not enjoying life, my work. I need to go back to what I enjoy doing. And it's the key is trusting yourself that if things aren't working out, you'll find a way of making it work. And it's surprising how creative you can be when you need to be, when you've got bills to be paid. And I'd encourage, I don't know anybody that has given up their corporate life to follow their dreams and do something they really want to do that's actually regretted doing that. Everyone seems to find a way of making it work for them. And that should be encouraging to everybody that's considering that at the moment.
Well, I think that's really important. That's a really important message for people because, as I say, we are just creative animals.
Yeah, yeah,
And the whole idea of problem solving. We've got very lazy about problem solving. Our problem solving is, oh, we'll go and buy another one of those things, right? Instead of fixing something. And I think this is a really good example of just looking at, what is it that you feel you want to do? What is it that's presenting itself to you? I think that's another important thing because that's almost like what's going on under the radar.
yeah,
Logically you're going this and this, but something else is calling to you, and it's normally by those weird things that suddenly comes out, and at first it might look like, oh my God, I wasn't expecting that type of thing. And then when you look back at those things, it's like, that was the best thing that actually happened.
yeah,
Because it gave me a kick up the arse, type of thing.
yeah,
And then suddenly all these other things started to happen that I hadn't even thought about.
Yeah.
Brilliant stuff. All right then, mate. That's good.
Great.
That was a really good chat.
Yeah.
And best of luck with what you're doing because it sounds absolutely brilliant.
Actually. Thank you very much, Vic. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. So we'll speak. Don't disappear because we'll finish the recording. And
okay. Yep.
Say goodbye properly. All right.
Yep. All right then.
Keep well, Dave.
Good to catch up with you.
Bye.
Bye.